introduction, brother. Praise Allah. I have to bring somebody else up.
Come on. Who was that guy? We talking about.
Right. Praise Allah. Let's start by saying, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but Allah. I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. As students of religion, as human beings living on this planet, we thank Allah for each and every one of his messengers, prophets, sages, great ones. We thank him for all of the messages that they brought. And we don't make any distinction between any of them. So we thank Allah for Moses and the Abrahamic prophets and the revelation of the Torah or the Old Testament. We thank Allah for Jesus and his disciples and the revelation of the Injil or the Gospel, the New Testament. Right. We thank Allah for Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah of 1400 years ago and the divine revelation of the Holy Quran. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of these worthy servants of his. But as students of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad, we could never, and I mean never, thank Allah enough for his intervention in our affairs. And when I say our affairs, I'm talking about black people in the hells of North America. That's right. We thank him for intervening in our affairs in the divine person of Master Fard Muhammad, who was promised to come and did come 9,000 miles to seek and to save a lost and destroyed people. We thank him for, upon his arrival, he found one from amongst us, a Georgia-born black man who only went to the 3rd grade of school. But after he was taught by this great one, Master Fard Muhammad, he was able to minister unto us for over 40 years, raising up hundreds of thousands of our people. We say he's the messenger of Allah, the exalted Christ, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But if I live to be 1,000, I could never thank Allah. Come on. Because I didn't see Master Fard Muhammad, nor did I get to meet the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But they both left one in our presence to remind us that God is present. Come on now. And in the world. He's a beautiful black man, the most powerful black man. I'm going to say this. The most powerful black man on the planet today.
Yes, that's right. Come on now.
Yes,
and I'm attempting to represent him to you today, and that is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. It is in their names that we greet you in the greeting words of peace, and we say it in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
How's everyone?
Fine, sir.
Oh, praises due to Allah. I'm doing fine, just striving to make my word my bond. I'm so honored for each and every one of you taking time out of your precious schedule to spend this precious time with us and to fellowship with your brothers and sisters in the Nation of Islam. We do not take for granted your time because your time is so very valuable. And we know and we understand that that's the one thing in life that you can't get back, man.
Come on now.
It's time.
Come on.
It just keep on moving. So we thank you for coming. And we won't abuse it. What we intend to do this morning is not to make mockery or even to entertain. But really we want to share something with you of the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan that will help to edify you, to strengthen you, to make your life better. Something that you can use.
Come on now.
Right? And we always strive for that, man. We don't want to get up here, man, and I'm not going to do no hooping and hollering. I don't have no choir behind me.
Come on.
I'm not going to stand you up here and touch your head and try and heal you. I'm not going to do none of that. What we want to do is we're going to try to heal you by putting something in your mind.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
So this week's subject I have it up on the screen here. It's entitled The Struggle for Balance. And I don't want you all to think that I'm giving you something that is from myself, because honestly, I don't know too much anything.
Yes, sir.
But what I do know is that Allah has given us one in this hour that knows a little bit about everything in the entire universe.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Did y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Come on now. Sure. Come on.
This man Farrakhan, he's such a wonderful student of his teacher that he knows a little bit about everything in the entire universe. And he is an extension of God's sending to us a messenger.
Come on now.
Because God sends a messenger to every nation. Did you all know that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But we here, locked and lost in the hills of North America, we had never known a messenger. We had never known, really, our true God until he came July 1930.
Come on. Come on.
But this man, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, being an extension of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, who gave us a teaching that is still waking up the entire planet right now.
Yes, sir. Come on. Right now.
What this man, Louis Farrakhan, has done with the teachings of his father is really, in truth, revelation. And so this subject, the struggle of balance, is part of a revelation that we got through him, Farrakhan.
That's right.
Because it comes from a series of study guides and a course of study that we've been under in the Nation of Islam since 1986.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
The course of study, could you have me one of those study guides, brother, real quick? Is entitled Self-Improvement, the Basis for Community Development.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And when I say this is revelation, brothers and sisters, I'm not exaggerating. I'm saying that these study guides are so profound that if you immerse yourself into this course of study, you will absolutely improve your life. You will absolutely
Yes, sir.
improve yourself.
Yes, sir.
And as we improve ourselves, a bunch of improved selves
Come on now. Go ahead.
make an improved community.
Contagious. Come on.
All praise is due to Allah.
Yes, sir.
But the course of study is taken from study guide number 4, which is entitled The Struggle for Balance. And what I really wanted to do is we wanted to extend a little bit, kind of like a part 2 of what we talked about last week, which was a great light in the midst of darkness. And we were talking a little bit about mental illness, suicide, the murder rate in our community. Just all of the ills that are plaguing us and that have been magnified by the so-called COVID-19 pandemic. Because these things have increased. See, they're not telling us anything about what's really going on
Come on.
with
That's
regards
right.
to this
Yes, sir.
epidemic
Come
and
on.
how it's really affecting our community. They're not sharing with us how lockdowns, to be locked down. Listen to the language now.
Come on.
When they shut this thing down, they said lock yourselves in, lock down. Isn't that what they call prison?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's right.
Right? And they call it the lockdown.
Now.
And how depressing is it for a human being to be locked down away from other human beings?
Bring brother.
Look, man, I'm going to say this, and this is real. Touch is not something that humans desire.
Come on now.
Touch is something that human beings need.
Right.
Come on.
Need.
We need to be in touch with one another. We need to contact one another. We need to fellowship one with another. That is not a human want. That is a human need.
That's
Right.
right.
Yes, sir.
Because if we do not have touch, if we do not have contact, if we do not have, if we're always socially distancing, it causes the human being to become imbalanced.
Come on now. Yes, sir.
Listen. Right.
And so for us, there is a struggle for balance.
Yes.
What also causes imbalance is when you are immersed in a world that is so contrary to God that it totally disagrees with your own human nature.
Speak true.
That's right.
Come on
Yes,
now.
sir.
And that's where we are.
Right. Talk about it.
We've been in this type of world, in this type of reality for a very long time.
Yes, sir.
The evils of slavery, the psychological damage of slavery. I know we talk about, man, or the enemy will say, well, man, that was over 100 years ago. Y'all niggas still crying about that?
Yes, sir.
You should be better by now.
Come on.
But when you think about it, the ills, the effects of slavery were never, Brother Ahmad always talks about it, repaired.
That's
Or
right.
not.
That's right.
So if you have a condition, a mental imbalance that is never repaired, then guess what? We're all connected. It becomes cellular. To where you still are experiencing the traumas on a certain level, that the same traumas that your people were experiencing during slavery.
That's right.
Because that mental imbalance was never healed, it was never taken care of, so it goes down into the wombs of our mothers, into the new babies that are being produced.
That's right.
That's right.
Speak true.
Yes, sir.
Oh man,
Yes, sir.
this is heavy duty.
Come on
With
now.
it, brother.
Come on.
But we're going to get into it talking about the struggle for balance. And first off, let's define some words.
Yes, sir.
What is struggle? Struggle is to make strenuous or violent efforts in the face of difficulty or opposition, struggling with the problem. To proceed with difficulty or great effort, that is a struggle. That's the definition of the word struggle. Balance. Now I love this definition of balance because this didn't come from Mr. Webster. Half the time he don't know what the hell he
Yes,
talking
sir.
about.
Yes, sir.
But this is a definition that was given to us by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in this very study guide, Self-Improvement is the Basis for Community Development, study guide number 4, The Struggle for Balance. But balance is defined as the state of being in equilibrium, equipoise, equality, and mental stability, sanity, an instrument for weighing, the scale by which deeds and principles are weighed and destinies are determined. A symbol of justice. Oh man, that's beautiful. To bring into, keep or be in equilibrium, to keep in due proportion. Now in life, brothers and sisters, we're going to struggle for balance. When I told my wife, she asked me what the subject was, and I told her, she's like, oh yeah, I'm glad you're teaching on that, because you need to be teaching yourself. Which is true.
That's right. That's right.
Praise be to Allah. Because we struggle for balance, right? We struggle for balance at work. We struggle for balance if we're in school. We struggle for balance with regards to our family life. We struggle for balance when we're dealing with our mosque life or our church life. There is a constant struggle for balance.
Yes, sir.
Right?
That's
That's
right.
But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, what he asked us to do in an effort to be balanced, he asked, first off, if we're trying to be balanced, we have to have a goal in life, right? We have to have a goal. So the minister asked us, what is our goal in life? And that's such a heavy question, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know, many of us have all sorts of goals. We want to be the best this, the best that, the best singer, the best actress, Sister Latios. We want to be the best barber or the best business person. We want to be the best truck driver. We want to be the best husband. We want to be the best wife. We want to be the best, whatever the case may be, football player, whatever it is, we strive towards that thing, right?
Yes, sir.
But here's the thing that we have to understand, and what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave to us. He told us to think more deeply.
That's right.
He said, what would be your goal when your soul is formed and you come into this world? That's deep. What is the ultimate goal of each soul when we are born into the world? Now, many times, man, we don't think like that. Because, and here's the reason why the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan asked us this question. Because everything that we do, that we have in regards to being goals in life, for the most part, these are things that are temporary. These are things that are illusory. These are things that in the grand scope of things really aren't that important. See, man, if I was a high school football player and I had a game, Brother Christopher, and I ran 200 yards and I got 3 touchdowns, man, I'm 50 years old now. I mean, yeah, I did that. That was big. That was my goal.
Exactly.
And I shine, man. Don't nobody remember that.
Come on now. Come on now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Unless you're a super duper sports fan and you got stats and, you know what I'm saying, you remember what high school I went to and what position I played, man, you don't care.
That's right.
You give less than a damn about what I did to accomplish that goal.
Come on.
And many of our goals are just like that, right? To where they matter to us, they're super duper important to us right now. I gotta do this, man. I gotta make that money, right? I gotta meet this certain goal and achieve this and that and the third because da 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 da. And it's so important, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not.
Right.
It's not important at all. So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said that when each soul is born into the world, the goal is to attain oneness with Allah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Sir.
That's the goal. Like, because, and it's not a thing to where we was talking about suicide, where we want to go kill ourselves.
Come on.
And get to Allah. No, we not. Nobody hurrying up like that, and we shouldn't be.
No, sir.
Some of us, with our behavior, we hurrying up.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on now. Come on now.
We drinking and smoking and partying and getting it in, saying we trying to have a good time, but really what you trying to do is you trying to get up out of here.
That's right.
When you really think about it, right?
Yes, sir.
But the goal is to attain oneness with Allah.
Yes, sir.
That's a huge goal.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how do we attain that?
Come on with it.
How do we attain that? See, because most people don't ever think like that.
That's right.
Because they're not God conscious.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
our goals, and they're not God conscious because we don't live in a God conscious
Come on,
society.
come on. That's
We don't
right.
live in a
That's
God conscious world.
That's
They
right.
don't give a damn about God.
Yes, sir. That's the truth. That's the truth.
They're doing everything to take you away from God in
Facts.
this world.
Facts.
So our goals are usually not God-centered. God don't give a damn whether or not we can run a football or dunk a basketball.
Yes, sir.
He really don't.
He
Yes,
does
sir.
not.
He don't care if we can make a whole bunch of money. He really don't.
That's right.
What God cares about is what is going to be your contribution to humanity, to improve the condition of those who are around you
Yes, sir.
and who are those in your community.
That's good.
That's what God cares about. Anything else, man, is inconsequential.
That's right.
Are y'all hearing me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So, He gives us laws, He gives us rules and commandments so that we can attain stage after stage into our eventual perfection, serving Him.
Yes, sir.
That's what God does. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
He shows us in nature that everything that He has put on His earth and in His universe, there is an effort to attain balance. And there is an effort to attain balance because these things that He has put in His universe and on His earth as lessons for you and I are already doing what they're supposed to do in order to become one with their Creator.
Yeah.
I'm gonna clear that up. I'm gonna clear that up. There's a surah in the Holy Quran, and this is the book of scripture of the Muslims, called the Beneficent, where the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan gave us this surah to study in regards to this study guide. It was a reference point. And so, I'm going to read that for you. Just a few verses. It says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. The Beneficent taught the Quran. He created man, taught him expression. The sun and the moon follow a reckoning, and the herbs and the trees adore him. And the heaven, He raised it high, and He set up the measure. Remember, we're talking about balance. That you may not exceed the measure, and keep up the balance with equity, nor fall short in the measure. He raised it high, and He set up the measure that you may not exceed the measure. And keep up the balance with equity, nor fall in the measure. Oh man, so beautiful. So beautiful. So we're gonna break that up, because what God is showing us, He says that first He gave us the Quran. For one, that's guidance, right? For man. Taught him expression. Then He says the sun and the moon follow a reckoning. And the herbs and the trees adore Him. So Allah in the Quran is talking about these heavenly bodies, right?
Yes.
Sun and the moon. But they follow, there it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They follow a measure. There's a balance.
Right.
Like, we're on this earth and we need the sun.
Yes,
right?
Yes, sir.
The sun is 93 million miles away,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
but it strikes the earth,
8 minutes, 12 seconds.
causing it to rotate on its own axis at 1,037 miles per hour.
Yes, sir.
Come on, come on, come on.
In total submission,
That's right.
giving to you and I
Man, that's heavy.
light, life, power,
Yes, sir.
everything that we need to live. Giving to the plants and the herbs, like he said, the herbs and the trees adore him,
Yes, sir.
Come on, come on.
right?
He's a
Giving
son.
them power,
That's right.
and these things work in unity. They work with one another, providing balance. We can't live without the trees.
Yes, sir.
Because the trees provide oxygen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
they can't live without us because we emit carbon dioxide.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, sir. Balance.
But balance.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All up in there.
The measure.
In Arabic, the word balance is mizan, which means a measure, but also signifies justice. Oh man.
Yeah,
I'll say that
beautiful,
again.
beautiful.
Remember we said that the balance is a unit or a tool for measuring,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Justice. Yes, sir.
But mizan also signifies
Libra.
justice.
That's right.
So the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, in this wonderful study guide, he asked us the question, why did Allah call this surah the Beneficent?
Keep giving
Oh,
and giving.
man.
Keep giving and giving.
Well, when you look up beneficent, it means producing good.
Yes, sir.
It's unnecessary kindness, being extremely charitable. So the most oft repeated attributes of Allah or God are Rahman and Rahim,
Yes, sir.
beneficence and mercy. See, he gives just out of the kindness of him being who he is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Example. We don't never appreciate it though. And the Quran talks about that. You'll find man most of the time ungrateful.
Ungrateful.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because Allah is causing that sun to strike the earth, causing it to spin at 1,037
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He's causing the herbs and the trees to grow up so that you and I can have food.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Yes, sir.
But little it is that we give thanks.
Thanks.
Come on now. That's right.
He's causing, oh man, he's causing you and I to breathe. Involuntarily.
Yes, sir. Yes.
He's causing your heart to beat over 100,000 times per day
Come on.
without you even thinking about it.
Yes, sir. Beautiful, brother.
He's causing 9 systems to work within your body,
Like the unit.
all in concert with one another. Balance,
Yes.
governed by a 10th system, which is called your brain, without you even thinking about it. But little it is that we give thanks. He is beneficent. The most beneficent of anyone who has beneficence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
So, we're taught in our lessons, because we also have, man, God reveals so much to you and I. He reveals so much to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He gave us supreme wisdom lessons, right?
Yes, sir.
And these are lessons that were revealed to the most honorable Elijah Muhammad by his teacher, Master Farrakhan Muhammad, that are so actual and so factual that when they were revealed, the enemy hardly knew anything about what the God was saying. And it just bears witness to the scripture that it talked about the Son of Man, that he would stand and measure the earth.
Yes,
right?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The weight of the earth.
But in Lost Found Muslim lesson number 2, question number 8.
Yes, sir.
Man, such a beautiful thing. He asked the question, what makes rain, hail, snow, and
That's
earthquake?
right. Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And the answer is the earth is approximately covered underwater, approximately 3/4 of its surface. The sun and the moon having attracting power on our planet, while our planet making the terrific speed of 1,037 1/3 miles on its way around the sun. The sun draws this water up into the earth's rotation, which is called gravitation, in a fine mist that the naked eye can hardly detect. But as this mist ascends higher and increasing with other mists of water in different currents of the atmosphere until when she becomes heavier than gravitation, then she distills back to the earth in forms of drops of water or drops of ice, which depends on how heavy the mist was in the current of the air it is in. There are some layers or currents of air real cold and warm, and some very swift and changeable. So when the water strikes one of these cold currents, it becomes solid ice in small round drops in the form, or in light fluffy form, which is called snow. But this water is not ever drawn above 6 miles from the earth's surface by the sun and moon. The reason it rains back on our planet is because it cannot get out of the earth's sphere. With its high speed of rotating around the sun makes it impossible.
Yes, sir.
Earthquakes, he teaches, are caused by the Son of Man by experimenting on high explosion. In fact, that all the above is caused by the Son of Man.
Yes, sir.
Now that's a whole lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot to drop.
Yes,
That
sir.
is a whole lot
Yes,
that we
sir.
just dropped.
Yes, sir.
But I'm saying that in terms of the earth and in terms of you and I, because the earth maintains a balance at all times. It spins, right, at 1,037 1/3, but the earth has a wobble.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Talk about
Yes, sir.
that
Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
The earth has a wobble.
Yes, sir.
It's not perfectly round.
6 sextillion times.
I know we see the pictures on TV,
Yes, sir. Well,
Yes, sir.
Discovery Channel. You know what I'm saying? This planet just looks like this perfect.
It really
Thing.
does. Looks really perfect. Really.
It really looks perfect,
Like
like
the
a little
Quran.
marble in the
Yeah.
in blackness. And all the planets look like that. You know what I'm saying? When the enemy shows us these pictures of these planets, right?
Wobble in this nature.
But y'all do know that the devil do lie.
Come on now.
The earth is not perfectly round. The earth is more of an oval.
Oh, yes, sir.
It's oblong.
Yes, sir. 6.
But it spins, again, 1,037 1/3 miles per hour
Yes, sir. Yes,
on
sir.
its own axis. We never feel the wobble.
That's right.
This is smooth, right?
Yes, sir. Smooth as ride.
And so, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in that lesson, or Master Fard Muhammad in that lesson, in the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, said that earthquakes are caused by the Son of Man experimenting with high explosives. But one of the other things that he taught us was that mountains were caused by the Son of Man
Come
Yes,
on.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
experimenting with high explosives.
Yes, sir.
And that the mountains
Yes, sir.
actually serve as a balance.
Come on now.
Yes, sir.
Like balancing a wheel when you go to Discount Tire.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good analogy.
Yes, sir.
And also the pyramids, our people built in Africa, also serve as a balance
Beautiful.
to keep the earth moving and rotating smoothly in balance.
My God.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Yes, sir.
But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan points out that you and I, our bodies, as human beings, we're just a macrocosm of the greater microcosm, which is the earth and the universe.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we have to have balance.
Sir. Gotta wobble too.
Again, it's not about, because when we walk,
Come on.
when we walk and our goals are what they are, and we immerse ourselves in that certain thing, our souls are never satisfied.
That's true. That's so true.
So even if we desire to be the best wife, sisters, that's our goal. And we walk towards that and we balance ourselves in that way. Meaning that we're doing everything right. You know what I'm saying? We cooking and cleaning, and we working and we contributing and we're raising the children and we're doing the whole thing. How do you achieve balance if the man isn't returning the favor?
Good question.
That's a good question, right? If you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, but he's still going out, hanging out with his friends, drinking, acting the damn fool. How do you achieve balance? Oh man. And likewise, brothers, if we're chasing that dollar, we're chasing that dollar, and we getting all sorts of money, right? And we're doing everything that Master Charlie tell us to do. We're meeting all of our goals on the job, and then the pandemic get hit, and we get laid off.
Right.
How then are you supposed to balance?
Yeah.
See, it's a problem, right? It's a problem because the goal isn't what the goal should be. Because no matter how good we are as husbands or how good we are as wives, if our counterpart isn't reciprocating, then there's no balance. Right?
Yes, sir.
If no matter what we give to the job and then we get fired, we're not balanced. Now, as a matter of fact, here comes disappointment.
Yeah. Good. That's the worst, bro.
That is the worst.
Turn you to a devil, bro.
Here comes disappointment. Here comes, man, I gave them all of that.
Anguish.
Yes, sir. You ain't lying, brother.
Here comes disappointment, sister, when you're like, man, I did all this for him and he did what?
Nothing.
Same thing with you, brothers. You did all this for her and she was with who? In the car?
Oh, no. I don't want to think about that one.
Right, we don't want to think about it, right? Because then we become imbalanced.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, man, now we get to thinking about, man,
Wow.
Eat bliss, brother.
I'm going to kill her.
I don't want to
Kill
I
him.
don't want to go back to that story. You don't want to hear that one. About 30 years.
Oh, man, I don't care what time I do.
After 30 years, I don't want to hear that.
You know what I'm saying? But it brings about imbalance.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
When what we need is we need something so beautiful, man. We need a light-giving sun to strike us,
Yes, sir.
to move us at 1,037 and a third, and keep us going no matter what happens.
Ooh. Go ahead, brother. Good teaching.
That's real.
Good
All
teaching,
praise
brother.
due to Allah.
Thanks, brother.
So the earth, it don't trip. The earth don't trip. You know, they talk about global warming, and they talk about all that, you know,
Your interpretation.
fracking. The earth is not tripping off of what these people do. they talk about overpopulation and this and that and the third, and that's part of the reason why they got this vaccine going.
Come on now.
Because they want to solve this overpopulation problem.
That's
Right.
right.
They want to cull the population by 2 to 3 billion
That's
people.
right. Come on.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But
sir.
the earth is a self-sustaining organism. It don't need us to regulate or to do anything.
It needs a sign.
The earth will cleanse itself.
Facts. Sir, shake us off.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So the earth is not tripping. You can't say that the earth could ever have too many people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is the truth, brother.
That is a myth.
Yes, sir.
That is a lie from the devil.
That's a fact, brother.
That's right.
You ain't lying?
Sir.
Yes,
The
sir.
earth, man, you and I, each and every one of us, we're from the earth.
Right?
That's
About
right.
that.
Dude.
The earth, man, overpopulation, that's such a nonsensical proposition.
Ain't having no babies.
Look, the earth has enough resources to provide for every living organism on the earth because the earth is a living organism itself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's the truth. Yeah, that's real.
We can't run out of food.
Right.
Ever. Can't run out of you can't have too many human beings. What do you mean it's too populated?
Black people.
You know how many? That's what they mean, brother.
That's what they do. Too many black people.
That's what they mean. It's too many black people on the earth. I mean, niggas on the earth.
Just say it.
They have no children. They have children.
But the earth, man, can maintain, man, however many people could be born,
Yes,
is how
sir.
many people could stay on this earth.
Yes, sir. It balances up.
It balances out.
Yes, sir.
If there's too many people on the earth, man, somebody always dying.
Oh, yes.
Every day, they dying right now.
Being born, too.
And the earth ain't never said, man, I don't have enough room to bury.
Let me kill some more.
We'll never run out of room.
Yes,
That's right.
sir.
Speak truth, sir.
Yes, sir. Good teaching, brother.
Oh man, it's so beautiful, man. But like the universe, man, like the universe, as human beings, the universe, our solar system has 9 planets. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
9 planets.
Yes, sir. Born.
Like I said before earlier, as human beings, we have 9 systems
Yes, sir.
that work in concert with one another.
Yes, sir.
We have a 10th system, just like the universe or the solar system has the sun.
Yes.
We have our brain.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Liking it.
But now, look, we have to let in the light-giving sun. Oh man, that's in our midst, who is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We have to let in that light-giving sun because his example is a light in the midst of darkness.
Yes, sir.
A great light.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I don't mean something that's temporary.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I don't mean something that's temporary. I mean that his light is like a light-giving sun.
Yes, sir.
I mean, like I said at the beginning, that study guide is revelation. I mean that if we walk in the path that the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is walking in, that we see him walking in, then we are well on our way to our ultimate goal, which is oneness with Allah.
Yes,
Come
sir.
on, that's right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
See, that's the job of Jesus.
Sure.
That's his job. His job is to be an example of man in God's form.
Come on
Yes,
now.
sir.
Come on,
Yes,
come on.
Or God in man.
That's right. Come on. Yes,
There you
sir.
go.
Either what? Because they're the same thing.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes, sir.
That's his example. And so if we walk in that light, oh man. Brothers and sisters, we well on our way. If we walk in that way, then we cannot be disappointed. Even in a world where we're totally off balance, we're gonna have balance. Because our goal is not of this world.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir.
Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
Our goal shouldn't be of this world.
Come on, come on,
Dying
come on.
world, brother.
This world is on its way out.
That's right.
I mean, hey, it's in the ICU right
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
Come on, brother.
Yes, sir.
Ventilator.
Wait, put him on the
Ventilator,
ventilator.
bear it down. Yes, sir.
I mean, it is dying, man.
He needs a stimulus.
It need a stimulus.
Yes, sir.
It need a ventilator. It need all of that. The Russians and the Chinese is getting together like, oh yeah,
come
we
on.
see them now.
Yes,
They ready to gang up.
Yes,
Putin and Xi Jinping.
Yeah.
They done hooked up. They see America like
Done.
done. And she's steadily declining. So much so that now they saying, y'all heard it in the cities, go on take your mask
Take
off.
mask off.
Go on take it off.
Minister ain't say that, though.
Don't listen to these devils.
Yes, sir. I hope y'all heard what you
You better wear that thing, man, till the light giving sun tells you to take it
Yes,
off.
sir. Yes, sir.
Wear that thing till he tell you to
That's
take it
right.
off.
Yes, sir.
That's right, yes, sir.
Their world is out. So now it's desperation time. It's desperation
Hail
time.
Mary.
And you and I are the ones who are holding it up. Because we have not set our goal to be on the right goal. Right? And the right goal is to set your goal on Allah. Oneness with Allah. And that's the beautiful thing about, we brought up relationships and jobs. And relationships, marriages, man, it's a beautiful thing. But the one thing that we have to do when we think about entering into a marriage, sisters and brothers, is just define what a marriage is before you even think about entering into it.
That's right.
Because a marriage is not just an agreement between a man and a woman.
No.
Did y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
It's more than that.
That's why, I mean, when they talk about gay marriage, I'm like, man, there's no such thing as gay marriage.
Yeah, Allah made marriage.
There's no such thing.
Yes, sir.
Marriage is a spiritual institution
Yes, sir.
set up by God.
God
And you
himself.
gonna say gay marriage?
Ain't no such thing.
Amen.
Devil making evil fair seeming.
Come
Come
But
on.
marriage is a covenant relationship between man, woman, and God.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
Yes, sir. Good.
So before you make an agreement with him, sister, you gotta make an agreement with God.
That's right.
Go ahead, brother. Go
And
ahead.
before you make an agreement with her, brother, you gotta make an agreement with God.
That's right.
Yes, sir. brother.
Get together.
That's right.
Otherwise, man, it's not gonna work. And you're gonna continue to be disappointed.
That's right.
You're gonna be disappointed.
Yes, you are.
I mean, you're gonna be disappointed in me anyway. Right?
Count on them, brother.
Come
But you
on.
can count on being disappointed if you don't put God first.
Facts.
Count on it.
Facts. Facts.
That's right.
I mean, we gonna fail. That's what men and women do, though. We're going through trials and tribulations of life. We gonna have issues to where we make mistakes. We do things wrong, right?
Yes, sir.
And that
Right.
causes disappointment.
Yes, sir.
But again, if my number one relationship is with God,
There you go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
then I can see my way through it.
Yeah, that's right.
I can see my way to forgive him sister. I can see my way to forgive her, brother.
Yes.
If my relationship is with God.
Yes, sir. That's a good teaching, brother.
But if you don't have that, man,
Yeah,
you're in trouble. Oh, we're going to divorce court.
straight up.
Wait,
Yeah, whole show, brother.
we only been married for 30 days anyway. Let's get it a no.
The whole show,
We
brother.
ain't got to go to court.
My God.
I mean, that's just real, man. But this man, Farrakhan, man, I cannot, and I know y'all be, man, some people like, man, y'all always talk about Minister Farrakhan.
That's right. That's right.
Look,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I'm going to just tell you straight up.
Right, talk about
I'm trying to tell you. Look, I get it all the time. I had a brother tell me the other day, man, you always talking about Minister Farrakhan, man. Like, look, as far as I'm concerned, this is just me.
Right.
The Jesus in your book,
Come on now, come on. Speak that truth.
in the Bible, is just a story.
That's right.
As far as I'm concerned.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna just be real, I'm just being honest. I say it's just a story because I wasn't here 2,000 years ago.
Come on now.
Teach.
That's right. That's right.
And in the picture that they showed us of the Jesus in your Bible,
Lord have mercy.
look like this.
Lord have mercy. Caesar Borgias. Yes, sir.
I don't believe in him.
No, sir. No, sir.
I ain't got no love for him.
No, sir.
None. I don't mind telling y'all.
Yes, sir.
That can, man, if God it look like that, I don't want him.
Yes, sir. Come on, brother. Yes, sir. Come on. Talk about it, brother.
Straight up.
Talk about that communism, dude.
That's a storybook, man. And then you learn that they tamper with the Bible.
Yes, sir.
They took stuff out and put stuff in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They came up with the whole Trinity piece, and you know, I mean, they did what they wanted with it. Man, I don't believe in that.
Come on.
But this one right here, though, hold on. Let me bring it back up.
Yes.
This one right here, though.
Yes, sir.
I know him.
66 years, brother.
That's my friend. You know how they say, oh, one's friend.
Jesus, come on, that's right.
That's my friend right there.
Yes, sir.
He showed himself to be a friend.
Yes, sir.
He was working for me before I was even born.
Oh, come on, that's right. Right.
How can I deny him?
That's right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man, shoot. I better get with this light-giving son.
That's
He
right.
gave me life, and power.
Hey, come on. Come on, sir.
I wouldn't, man, I certainly wouldn't be standing up here right now if it wasn't for him.
That's right. Come on.
Yes, sir.
You said, man, y'all put too much emphasis on man, man, what about, I serve nobody but God. Fool, God is man.
Psalms 82, brother. Psalms 82.
God is a man.
Yes,
You
sir.
God?
That's right.
Yes, sir. Psalms 82.
Man, we gotta stop being so spooky, family.
Oh, yeah.
Stop being so spooky and wake up. It's time. It's time now. And there definitely is an awakening taking place. All praises due to Allah. But this man, Farrakhan, he's the one. And you need to get with him. And I could go on and on, but I'm not. I'm done. I'm done. But I want to thank you all, man.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming out tonight, or today, this morning, and sharing with us your time. And I just want to, the message that I want to get over to you is, so with that, family, I love you all. Thank you all for coming out. I'm going to leave it as I greeted you in peace. Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. Praise be to Allah. All right, so before we wrap this thing up, does anyone have any questions about what was taught here today? My brother.
On the way here, the brother right here was saying last week you were speaking on something that happened to this young lady that jumped off a building.
Uh-huh.
And you foreseen that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I'm just saying you kind of knew what was going, because you put that in the message and I already didn't catch that.
Yes, sir.
That's what he was saying. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
And what I want to say to you, I am honored to be in your presence, and you see me again and again and
All
again.
praises.
All praises.
All praises. That's a problem that we have in the community, brother, and that we were talking about with regards to suicide, and it's very prevalent in our community right now. And
Right,
so,
yeah.
all praises due to Allah. We touched on that, and unfortunately, we got that news that next day. But man,
It was happening as you.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
it was.
Yes,
My God.
yes, sir.
That's great.
Sister Ladios.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
So you mentioned that rain, hail, sleet, and earthquakes are caused by the Son of Man.
Mhm.
Can you identify, just for clarity for people who don't know who the Son of Man is, and I know you said that the earth doesn't trip, but is it possible because we mistreat the earth that it can regurgitate against us?
Yes, and thank you. When I said the earth doesn't trip, I'm just saying that the earth definitely will expel, or it will take care of a problem. If it has a problem, which is us, or the enemy polluting it, it will take care of it. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
And that's part of the reason why there's a changing of
Come on
the
now.
world's right now.
Right.
It's because there's a law. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us. That's called a law called the law of use.
That's right.
There's a law of use. There's a law of misuse. There's a law of abuse.
That's right.
And if you use the land properly, then Allah will bless you. And Allah will reward you for that. But if you misuse it or you abuse it, He will take it from you.
That's right.
So Allah says, that's why He says He takes from whom He pleases and He gives to whom He pleases. So that's where we're at right now. The other thing about the, you asked about the
Rain,
Son of
hail.
Man, rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. Who the Son of Man is.
Yes.
The Son of Man, all praises due to Allah. There's actually three of them.
Go ahead, brother.
Come on.
We've been talking about one all lecture long. That's one of them.
That's the latest.
Right. Here's another one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That black man from Georgia.
And here's the one we celebrating his birthday.
Yes, sir.
All praises due to Allah.
Three disciples.
That's what happened when you're one, brother.
Yeah.
Praise Allah. Any other questions? Yes, sir, big bro. Yes, sir.
I just like to add, if we get together and be one as one for all nations, we become one whole family,
Yes, sir.
and that's all of us in the
right.
human race.
That's right.
So we feel what I look at is love for one, and that's your man's.
Yes,
That's
sir.
right. Go, man.
And so if we do it, let's do it the best for Jesus Christ
Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Yes,
of
sir.
what He has gave us, and that's life.
That's right.
So let's love what we got right here.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Right.
Thank you, brother.
All praises due to Allah. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All praises to Allah. Beautiful, man. Yes, sir, Brother Ray.
Brother, the sister asked a question about the Son of Man. He was talking about the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Brother, I've studied the mountains, and you could see the burn marks on the mountains from the explosions.
Come on now.
And so that's a fact,
Come on now.
that they may put the mountains here with those high explosives. I just want to say that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brother Ray.
Yes,
Praise
sir.
be to Allah.
Yeah, thank you, brother. Yes, sir. Beautiful.
Praise Allah. Anybody else? All praises due to Allah. Okay, so I have some questions. First question. How many here for the first, second, and third time to see this show of hands? Praise Allah. And let me acknowledge, it's Sister Deborah. Welcome, Sister Deborah. Well, I see we got Brother Wayne over there. Good to see you, Brother Wayne. Okay, next question. How many believe that what you heard taught here today is true and is good for our people? If you believe it's true and it's good for our people, see a show of hands. Praise Allah, it is true and it is good for our people. Last question. How many, after hearing what was taught and believing that it is true and good for our people, don't be scared.
Come on now, come on, this is the part that action.
We gotta bring them up, bro.
You had to say that.
You gotta say that.
I had to say that.
Don't be scared.
Be scared. Because we're not going to ask you to join. Can't ask you to join because
can't join.
you're already a part.
Yes, sir.
That's right. Yes,
All
sir.
praise is due to Allah. But how many would like to stand with us, help us to get this truth over to our people, learn more about the divine teachings of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad? If you would like to do that, please just stand right where you are.
Come on, come on, come on, don't be
Stand
shy.
up, black man. Don't be scared.
Come on, bro.
Stand up.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar.
Thank you, brother. And brother will have some information for you all. But yeah, man, this is a family affair, and we're just trying to get truth over to our people, right? Because we know that this world is going out, and this type of information, especially the study guides, is exactly what we need
Yes,
to
sir.
cope
With the world, yes,
with
sir.
this world going out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Especially if we don't know, because many of us, we're talking about the struggle for balance, we got our focus on the wrong thing.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And we really just need somebody to prick that consciousness in us, and we can get us right on the straight path, so to speak. So with that, again, thank you all. I love you. Appreciate you for coming out.
Thank you,
I'm gonna
sir.
leave you as I
Yes, sir.
greeted you in peace. Assalamu alaikum.
Wow. Salam, sir.
It's your brother Herman Supreme Style Muhammad. Just wanted to drop in and let you know what we have going on. In addition to our community work that we've been doing for years, and in addition to being the sole proprietor of Supreme Style Barbershop, where we've been serving the community for close to 25 years, now we've partnered up with an insurance company called Ethos in an effort to help our people with life insurance. That's something that we all need. I know it's something that we don't want to think about, but it is something that we all need if we want to leave anything to our loved ones when we leave this space. So do me a favor, click on the link or go to our website astar2.com and click on the Ethos page. We'll see you on the other side.